biggest mistakes that we make as Christians is that we think that we can just take a step back and let God do what God's going to do. In Psalms 18, verses 28 through 45, we get to the section that God is going to use David. And the way I would title this section is God empowers David for victory. God empowers David for victory. God gives light, strength, training for battle, and success over enemies. Repeated theme is that the victory is God enabled and not self-made, and it ends with the nations submitting and enemies fading. God is going to empower his people to be victorious in life. In verses 7 through 15, we see God come down in this great and mighty power. But then David makes a comment in verse 34. He trains my hands for war so that my arms can bend a bow. And then in verse 37, I pursued my enemies and overtook them and did not turn back till they were consumed. It says in verse 39, for you equip me with strength for the battle. You made those who rise against me sink under me. You made my enemies turn their backs to me, and those who hated me I destroyed. They cried out for help, but there was none to save. And they cried out to the Lord, but he did not answer them. That's interesting. They cried out to the Lord. They cried out to Yahweh, and he did not answer them. Christians may very well, church-going people may very well come against you, but if they come against you falsely, God will empower the other person to defend themselves in such a unique way that you would not be able to say that they did it on their own. It doesn't matter if you went to church all your life and you worship God at the same pulpit all your life. It doesn't matter if you preached at the pulpit all your life. The moment you choose to mess with the anointing person of God, you choose to fight a war that you are not strong enough to win.